Hello and welcome to Journey Map. So this is a very cool mod. Now with all the I've pressed J to access the menu. Now with all the follow on and off there. I'll talk about that in a minute. There we go. With all the 1.64 stuff coming out, this is just a room I built with the world edit tool. And what I actually did is I put one corner of the cuboid and the other corner of the cuboid, and then accidentally I turned the entire 48,000 blocks in this cuboid to minecart tracks, and I'll show you why in a bit. This is going to be about Journey Map, but it's also going to be a little bit about my exploits in this world, which I spent a little bit of time on. As you can see, I've torched up the place quite a lot. But yeah, so the great thing about this is there's a lot more cartographic options now. Before, of course, everyone was just using Ray's minimap. On servers, though, it was a bit different because people used DinMap and this as well, Journey Map. It's actually on this is version 3.1 Unlimited, I believe is what it's called. I think it would actually tell me here. Yeah, 3.1.0 Unlimited. You can also see, I can open a browser window. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that. We'll see. We'll see. But the great thing, anyway, is that this mod, it really is kind of pretty cool. You can see I've got this cave option here. If I do show caves off, let's see what happens. Then you can see we go back to the overworld map. Okay. And also we can do waypoints. So if we've got waypoints from another mini-map, perhaps Rays or Zan, maybe. Actually, they'll get rid of the grid as well. That would probably look quite nice. Do caves off. But yeah, so we've got cave system, and we can just mouse over this, and we can see all the areas that I've explored. And you can see quite clearly, for instance, if we go here, for instance, we can see quite clearly we've got a village here. And we can zoom in really quite far, actually. Really far. I mean, that's almost... I think that is actually individual blocks here. I did actually place down some locations. But yeah, and I made this huge bridge using the world edit tool in about literally about 2 minutes. That world edit tool is incredible. It really is, and that was the first video I actually did. But yeah, there's a lot more, and you can really see the great thing about it is actually it's starting to look like a proper map, because you can see the contouring here as well, to delineate different Y levels, which is very, very cool. And yeah, we can see a lot of stuff. You can see there's a slime there. If we look at our location, we can see we've got these dynamic there's dynamic updates as well of all the mobs. You can see them moving about as I stand in this large pit, which is very, very cool. And then we can go to the browser, and there's also an auto mapping feature, which is a very, very cool feature. So let's just zoom out a little here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fly eastwards. Yeah, let's go to the east, and then I'll show the auto mapping feature off as well. So I'm just trying to think of how I managed to get in here. There's a mana creeper, of course. I'm using Horizons 1.09 as of today, which is the 7th, I believe, of January 2014. As of today, there's been another update. It's 1.10. I'll be moving on to that soon, but I wanted to do a video, of course, with this world because because I just played for about an hour or so. I wonder if I can find where my exit was here. You see, there's lots of nice ores around. But I am curious if I can actually find the way out. Let's see if I can find a way out. Probably not there. I think it might be here, actually. No? I'll look for about another minute, actually. I want to look for a little bit longer, because I just... Did I go down here at all before? Not much. Doesn't look like I did. So I may have... This may be an area that I've been to. Looks promising. See, all the nice ores. And really, all the stuff at 1.6 has just been absolutely incredible. Because in a way, like, it's like the portal system as well. You know, it's all this sort of like advance towards, you know, towards much more sophisticated stuff. And I believe even in like there's like hotbar mods as well. There's a few things I want to talk about here that I've been thinking about. I believe there's going to be some new hotbar mods as well, which are going to make the hotbar look more kind of, you know, more like a sort of operating system or something. And that's going to be very cool. Yeah, if I can't find the way out in about a minute, no, I'm just gonna go out. I'm sure it's somewhere around here, but there's no point wasting time. Okay, so we'll jump out here. Okay, so it's daytime. Should get in the habit of doing things the other way around. Yeah, so well, you don't often find a great wood actually. It's a nice great wood that. See the sort of 3 layering. And what's that sort? What's the height on that great wood? I wonder. Because sometimes I mean I probably see them all the time, but I don't notice it. So we're at 108 here. And yeah, like I say, this is just going to be, you know, I'm going to focus obviously on Journey Map, but I'm also going to focus on what I've been doing with this world. So it's a nice world. I'm looking forward to checking out 1.10 as well. So it's 27 high. There we go. So it's a pretty tall tree. So yeah, I'm going to focus, like I say, on yeah, this is going to be probably my last sort of foray, my first and last foray into 109 before we move on to 1.10. And I think that tooltip there, which talked about Christmas, that may be a 109 exclusive thing. I don't think it will appear because of the timing this stuff came out. So I wanted to head east, didn't I? So this is going to show. That surely isn't. No, that's just a chunk error there. So let's have a look, see where we are on the map now. Okay, so we're moving out. So let's move out a little further. Let's go a little bit further here. Okay, where are we at now? Coral, is this Coral? Swampland. Okay. Alright, so as we load a bit more new terrain here, I'm going to probably just do a TP in a minute. But we load some new terrain which we haven't got already. And as you can see this thick layer of basalt down there. This is nice actually to look at this. I probably shouldn't, yeah, I knew I was going to end up something like that. Alright, so where are we now then? You can see that it's only loading a little bit, but there we go, you can see it actually loaded more. Now let's have a look. See what happens if we do an auto action here. We do auto map, and we've got this option. Automatically map all regions or just missing regions. Let's try all. And this we can actually. So it's doing a lot here. You can see we're getting more regions coming up. You can see we're getting a lot more regions coming up. And the great thing about it is we don't even have to be in the journey map. This is going to continue in the background as well. So it should be a background process. It is going to consume a lot of RAM though. Not bad. It's not dropping. It's not going too high. It's going fairly high, but I've put 4 gigs on it, which should be enough. I'm getting quite a lot of. Unfortunately, I've got the Ars Magica stuff in front of the frame rate, but it's looking to be about 30. And as long as, and in a sense, above 30 is kind of good enough in terms of YouTube. I'm not sure. I've always wondered if there's actually so anyway, if there's actually a difference if you do it in 60 or 30 and it's an interesting question. But you can see we've got some areas mapped there which we didn't, so we can see a bit more. And it really is the best looking map that I've seen I've probably seen ever in Minecraft. I suppose I haven't seen Din Map, and I've heard good things about Din Map as well. And yeah, so that's pretty cool. Let's just TP. Let's go to Norton North. I'm not quite sure where that is in terms of. I don't know. It's a bit. Yeah, I'll head south then. So yeah, it's a very, very cool thing that you can do with this. And there's also been some more interesting updates in terms of usability. Because one of the things about 1.6.4 is that it all came in a bit of a rush at the end of December. And obviously, I wanted to cover as much of it as I could. And I had to really isolate and specify what were sort of the most important things that were going on. And yeah, and as you can see, this is a very, very useful technique with the World Edit tool. I don't want to harp on about it, but it is worth noting. And I'm sure there's many, many times in terms of maybe tiling redstone stuff and stuff, and making computer architecture and stuff where that sort of that copy and paste functionality, even though it could be achieved with the architect table and builder combination. That's something I mentioned in Rotary Craft, but it really is the actual ability. Like here, I did it 1 block too low, unfortunately, but the actual ability, or 2 blocks too low, to go, and you can see this track is actually going to go all the way hundreds of blocks, and that was something you couldn't do in Buildcraft. So to have these incredibly long tracks is going to be able to make very, very large systems much more feasible. Yeah, and so that's just a very, very cool thing. You can see literally, and this stuff that I've done with the with that World Edit wand. I didn't spend more than about half an hour, 45 minutes in it, and the results that I've managed to achieve have been. Yeah, it's just you're just able to do so much more with it. It's just incredible, really. But yeah, and that's all there is. There's this follow on and off options, and you can also do that. So you can see light sources, which is very cool. Trying to think. Yeah, I prefer the grid off actually. But you can show pretty much everything. Yeah, so I may actually let me see if I can find this 1K. I wouldn't mind just checking out this K one last time, just to get it on video. Where does it go? Let me just and you see something like and one other thing I want to point out as well. And I'm doing it here because I don't really want to focus another Rotary Craft episode on this. But you can see what I've built here. This would be an incredibly irritating structure to build normally, and I kind of balked it a little bit. But even so, you can see that we can go straight down into the water in a very convenient way. Now I believe actually that this is the way that I went. I think I went up there last time, didn't I? What did I put down? Yeah, and you can see I really went a little bit wild there with the creative one, but I wanted to get this on video because one of the problems, of course, with yeah, and there was a huge water area here as well, which I cleared out. But yeah, I mean, it's just really good how it's all worked out like this.